Hello. Having some difficulties right now. I think this is only streaming on Twitch and YouTube right now. So hold on. It'll be a minute before I figure this out. Yeah, it's not working. One sec. Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know if anyone was even viewing, but it just had some technical difficulties here. So, welcome. It's my weekly stream, Thursday from 12:30 to 2. Here is part 3 of the Gene Stiller Cult's Patriarch. I didn't adjust any of my camera angles yet, so there we go. On my last stream, we did a lot on the pink. So you can see his pink's looking nice and sharp and spiky here. And I think today I am going to work more on this brown. We did a little bit on the brown last week, but I think I just did one initial highlight and that's it. So let's make it brighter. That's what I do, I make things bright. Alright, today's a Red Bull kind of day. So, this was, just to go over with what I did with this guy. It was a base of XV88 by Citadel, and then a thinned out glaze of GGI Violet, and then I did a deeper glaze
First of all, look at all these cutouts around here. That's cool. Here's your play sets.
Of Agrax Earthshade. And then I highlighted it in Golden Skin,
look at this.
Golden Shadow.
Look at all this they have.
But now I'm gonna go up.
You can make anything.
Hold on a minute.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, there were people yelling, and I don't feel like listening to yelling. Anyway, I think I am going to do Golden Skin. I've been using a lot of this paint. I think it's one of my new favorites. Alright. I use this paint for everything, even when I'm not painting skin. Oh boy. Let's add some flowy to it so that it works longer here. And a little bit of water. Pretty sure I'm supposed to add water before the flowy, but I forgot. Hold on. This is perfect. Maybe too thin, maybe perfect. I've been starting, I always start somewhere it's a little hidden whenever I try out a new highlight color. So I'm going to start with his heels here. And I'm liking the way this is looking. It's thin enough to the point where it's not looking too streaky. It's kind of blending in pretty well. You can already see the difference that's making on his heels here. So, alright. I'm just gonna keep doing this. Now, since I already went over it with one highlight color, I'm going to be covering even less area than I did with this one here. So it's a slow transition. I'll probably follow this up with another 1 or 2 colors. We'll see how it looks after this one and decide from there. I'm not trying to use too much of this, so I don't want it. I just want to use it for the highest points, or like the medium. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I got part of the sprue here I didn't clean up very well. I'll just have to deal with it. Alright. And I've got a killer headache today, so don't mind my above average scatterbrainness. Okay. I'm just trying to go with the flow here. I'm just using a number 2 Kolinsky sable brush from Broken Toad to do this. My number 1 brush is on its way out the door. I ordered a new one last night, so hopefully that gets here soon. It's sold out on the Broken Toad website, but I was able to find one from a independent retailer. I was pretty happy about that. It was only, I think it was only like $10. Not bad. I just gotta be super careful not to hit all these pink parts that I spent so much time on. That was like 2 hours I spent working on that last stream. Good. Oh, thank you, Roger. So depending on how far I get today, I may finish this guy off stream. I'm not too concerned about doing the base details on stream because it's a sewer pipe and some skulls. We'll see. I'd like to start something new and get this guy finished up. I've got a few ideas for what I want to do next, but well, I might take a poll, see what people think. Da, 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 da. This is my third stream. I did a 2-hour stream and an 1.5-hour stream. So, 3.5 hours so far. I'm not the most speedy of painters, but I'm always happy with my results. My past 2 models that I finished on stream have all taken 3 1.5-hour long streams, so I guess that's gonna be my norm now. I might try and pick up some smaller stuff, so that'll take, you know, 2 streams. I was thinking of just doing something basic after this guy. I either want to do... Oh, yep, only on stream. I don't do any hidden secrets off stream. The only things I do off stream are like, it's like when I get close to finishing one, where I don't think that I have an 1.5 hours left of painting. So it's normally just nitpicking details. Thank you. That means a lot. I'll slowly be adding more stuff in there. So this guy, like I said, I'll probably focus on him, and I might just do this extra stuff off stream or do another. We'll see. I like to see what people think. So I don't mind finishing them up at home for little stuff. So I'm still working with this color here. This is Golden Skin by Reaper. I'm liking what it's doing. And on his carapace here, I'm doing a little bit of scoring, I guess you would call it. Actually they are. There's a few that are for sale, there's a few that are not for sale. Is there anything in particular that caught your eye? There's only like 2 or 3 that aren't for sale, I think, so. I've been debating on putting signs in front of the ones that are for sale, or just letting people ask me or the staff here. Okay, great. Thank you. Are you into the like Warhammer models or Dungeons and Dragons models? I'm open for single mini commissions right now. I am closed for large army lots because I need to get ready for Adepticon and paint an army of my own. But I'll always take single mini commissions. And you can just talk to anyone at the store about those. I plan on playing in the Age of Sigmar doubles tournament. I went to Adepticon last year, and I mainly just took painting courses while I was there and shopped. I did a lot of shopping. So, this year, my boyfriend and I are going to team up with his Stormcast and my Daughters of Cain. If I can get them painted. Maybe I'll start painting some Daughters of Cain on the stream. It'll get done then. Oh, okay. Well, if you're looking for a certain miniature, you can, I'm not sure if you've heard of Hero Forge. You can make your own, and they print it for you, and they ship it on your merry way. Reaper Miniatures has a wide selection. I own a lot of Reaper Minis. And one of my personal favorites is Dark Sword. Really high quality pewter casts. The large selection. And I would be happy to paint any of those for you. I know I already kind of visited this leg, but it looks like I missed a spot. So, I have done part of this leg and most of his back here. You can see the big difference between like how bright it is from here to the arms that I haven't done yet. It's nice, subtle difference. Okay. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. My minimum turnaround time is 2 weeks. Depending on the size of the project, I'm kind of, like I said, closed in a way, but I'm booked out until like October right now. But, you know, single miniature, totally okay with me. If you bring it to the store, just let them know. They'll give you my quotes. They'll do my quotes, and then, sorry, I'm so scatterbrained right now. And then you just leave it in my display case, and I'll pick it up next time I'm in the shop. We've got a nice little system going on. And, Will Eager on YouTube. Yeah, I think I might. I'm currently working through a unit of Sisters of Slaughter, so maybe I can do an assembly line like that. I normally like to do 3. 3 is kind of my top. I can't pay attention. I start missing things when I paint more than 3 at a time, like silly things. So, or maybe I one cool thing to do would be to finish my Marathi that I have half finished on stream. I barely have time to paint my own stuff these days. It's crazy. Alright, so I'm just doing his arms now, and then his head, and then we'll move on with life. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Have a good one at work. This guy is starting to look real pastel. Totally was not my intention with him, but it's alright. Oh no, there's a hair. Alright, I think I've only got 2 arms left using this color. 2 arms, his head, and his chest. I'll do his chest now. I might take a break from painting him and start coloring the Space Marine helmets. Real crammed space here. Alright. Time to do this other arm, and then the other arm. And then the head. I am tired of painting arms. Let me tell you that. The next thing I paint will only have 2 of them. I promise. One more arm! Oh, I can see the finish line. arms is done on the outside. I need to do some on the inside now. Alright, time for the head now. It's starting to look pretty sweet. I like him. Now I'm just using the side of my brush here to pick up the very high points on his face. Tyranid faces are really nice and easy to paint, because just use the side of your brush and you hit all those raised points. Alright, so I'm going to do a little spin around for you guys here. There he is with all his brightness, glory. So, now, like I said, I'm just going to block in the color. There's two Space Marine helmets. There's one here, and there's one in his hand. The one in his hand, I'm going to do, like a Crimson Fist, kinda, I think. I want him to have the red, the blue helmet, and then I want the crest on top to be red. And then this one's gonna be a salamander. So let's do that. So I'm gonna use my Krag. And the Feast in red, and then green for those three colors. Oh no! He's fine. Oh, I want that to be red. Oh well. Wow, these angles are impossible. Heads up if you paint one of these guys. Sub-assemblies. Alright, so there's blue. Just need a little dab of red. I don't know why I didn't do this first. So there's red and blue. And then green. This isn't milk, this is Warpstone Glow. I said milk, I think. Oh well. And I'm just gonna do this with that. I think those are the only helmets. All the others are skulls. I'm gonna set that there to keep my paint dry while that dries. And then I'm gonna paint the skulls and a Shopty bone. Is that my mom? Sorry, there's something in front of your name. Yes, hi Mom. Ah, it's all clogged. Oh well. Okay. So let's just make a big ol' mess with this color here and block in all these skulls. Alright, skulls. I'm gonna save these spider webs for very last, once everything's all done behind them. I don't really know how I'm gonna paint them, but I will somehow. Okay, so I'm gonna add some more, give some more attention to this blue here. This blue is looking kind of lonely. I'm gonna use Temple Guard, I think. Yeah, I'll use Temple Guard. I don't remember what's already there from last week. Oh god. Look at me getting too much paint. Alright. Because we want his brain to start looking like a brain. Okay, here we go. So it looks like I went over here with a pale, and I don't like how pale it made it. I want it to look more shiny and moist like a brain. So oh god, that's green. Shoot. Hope nobody saw that. I like the way the green looks on it though, so that might stick. Just not right now. Yeah, let's go this green route. I think I want to use the saburite on top to make it look oily and stuff. Let's see what we can do. And we'll keep them right next to each other because I'm probably going to be working with them back and forth. Now, I don't want to use this everywhere, I don't think. We'll see. Didn't see it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I did it just because it's way easier to deal with. And it actually saved by, since they've got a smaller diameter, I save a lot more room on my desk because I like to have a million paint pots out on my desk at all times. So I'm adding this green, and I don't think camera's picking up on it, but it's there. So I'm gonna make it brighter with this other green that's out here and throw paintbrushes. This I'm gonna dilute a whole lot. The reason I'm liking this green is because it's making it look more rich and, like I said, oily. You and me both. I've got about 50 gene stillers at home I've got to work on myself. I already did that there. Gene stealer cults are my favorite 40k army aesthetically. Tyranids are my favorite to play. So I'm adding more of this green on this side of the brain. Brain, brain, brain. And I don't really care that I'm getting inside the brain wrinkles here, because I'm just gonna glaze over it with something to cover that. I'll probably do that as soon as I'm done here. I'm gonna add some white though before I do that. All the brain wrinkles. White. And by white, I mean pallid witch flesh. So, pro tip, since I switched my Citadel paints to dropper bottles, sorry, I was trying to show both cameras, whenever I shake up and down, I get air bubbles inside my dropper bottle. So when I open it, it just erupts out of my dropper bottle with no end. It's horrible. So I started shaking side to side, and that seems to work better. So either do that or pre-shake your paints. Let them sit for a minute before you go to use them. It's a real problem. It might be one that only I have, but it's real. So this I'm just using sparingly. I want it to be reflective, shiny, wet parts on the brain. So it's not going to be consistent. Oh, that was a big one. It's okay. I'll just cover that up a little bit. Alright, so before this paint dries, and to let this dry, I'm gonna go do another coat of this Ushabti bone on these skulls here that I forgot about. Because I'm going a million miles a minute here today. So, they got 2 coats now. I'm happy with that. Alright. I think what I want to do is make a glossy glaze that I don't have gloss coat. Never mind. But okay, let's try this. Purple. This is a very deep, like midnight purple. It's Nagaroth night. And I'm not using a lot of it because of how strong of a color it is. And I am mixing a ton of glaze medium into it. That will make it glossy. And then we're gonna get this. And with this, we are going to make sure it gets inside of all of his brain wrinkles. And it kind of gives you that oil slick color. Or, yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with it. The reason I chose purple is because I initially shaded this in purple. So I'm just continuing with that. So, yeah. Shiny brain. And I'm gonna put it inside these blue vents on his arms as well. Can't forget the ones on his tail. Okay, so we got that taken care of. Now, what color eyes did I give him? Green? He's got green or blue eyes. Let's do this. His eyes are like barely there. I think I want to make them glowing a little bit though. To do that, I'm going to thin this down a whole lot with my good brush that I'm going to ruin. Can the Gene Slayer cult be painted with Immortals Ink t-shirts? That would be funny. Because I do kind of already paint them like they're wearing bodysuits. I'll give it a thought. Maybe I'll do one like that. That would be fun. So I'm adding this Temple Guard blue under the undersides of his eyes, you know, like right here, are glowing. So I want them to be glowing downward. I don't want it to be a huge effect, but see, it's nothing crazy, but it's there and I like it. And I'm gonna put a little bit of white inside of his eyes. Aha. Oh shoot, that guy looks like a bobblehead now. There we go. That would be fun. Alright, so I'm gonna do a thing. Purple, purple, black, not blue. These are just both blue and purple shades, respectively. Blue, purple. I'm just gonna quickly shade these helmets. I'm not gonna give these helmets an exquisite amount of detail because they're just helmets that have been torn off of poor Space Marine men. Oh no, what happened here? I got color on the claw, and it's not a color that I want on the claw. I'll just fix that up real quick. Should be fine. Alright. Anyway. Blue. So I'm just shading this one helmet in Dragonhof Nightshade, because I'm just guessing how to paint Space Marines. It's not something that I do, ever. This I'm just going to color in metal color. So there's that one, and then I'm going to shade this one in purple. Thought it would look neat. And then, you know what? Let's just go ahead and shade all of these metallic parts too, while we're at it. I am going to use Agrax. My palette's looking... Sorry about that. My palette's looking gorgeous today. Look at all these colors. Another pro tip on dropper bottle transferring. Try to get a ball that doesn't fit inside the cap, because when I'm trying to get paint out, the ball sinks down here and then I can't get anything out. Growing pains. So I believe that I painted this in Leadbilcher, and Rune Lord Brass would be my best guess. And I'm just gonna wash it all to look like a dirty old sewer in Agrax. I'll probably end up doing 2 coats of Agrax because I want it to look. I might. Sorry, like I said, I'm going a million miles a minute today, and I'm so sorry. After this dries, it's just 1:32. I'm gonna do some stippling of metallic colors over it, and then I'll probably do another wash over it. Because I'm not too concerned about the sewer pipe looking perfect, as long as my patriarch looks perfect. So, dirty sewer, dirty sewer. Another one with a giant mane of hair. We're gonna have the Immortals team of Gene Stealers. Okay, so that's all starting to look dirty and gross. And then I'm going to start painting the rubble on the bottom too, just for giggles. Maybe not, because that might get covered up when I do the base, which I'm going to be doing the base at home, so I'm not going to waste my time. Anywho. This is supposed to be pink, and it's not. I just painted my water bottle. Okay. Now we got a few things I can do for the next 25 minutes. I'm gonna save my final highlight for my next stream, I think, because it might take a while on the carapace here. But I don't know what else I can do beyond that. So maybe I will just do it. You know, let's give him some nasty teeth right now. Nasty teeth. So I am grabbing Mornfang Brown. Mornfang Brown. I said it all? And I made it too thin. And I'm gonna grab a itty bitty brush. This is a 0. So what I'm gonna do is just kinda, ooh, oh god, what am I doing? Okay. So I'm gonna start starting at the top of where his teeth are. I'm dragging my brush down. So I want the root of his teeth to look real nasty. Okay. So it doesn't look real pretty right now. Let's see. There we go. Okay, but now I'm gonna take Krieg Khaki. Krieg Khaki. And I made it too thin again. Okay. And now this is like a yellow khaki color. I'm just going to be taking this color and scoring it the opposite direction from where I did the brown. His teeth aren't like sculpted very well there. They kind of look like a mess. So I'm trying to make them look decent. That's my point of doing this, was that I didn't just want them to be one color. I wanted the roots to look dirty. Oh god. He's got a real buck tooth problem. But don't we all? Okay. It doesn't look too great. So when something doesn't look too great, you drown it in shade. Now I'll fix it up when that dries. But they look kind of yellow now, which is what I wanted. Alright, alright, alright. Okay. I'm gonna start cleaning up this helmet a little bit here. Oh, this is fine. get some metal metallic color going on now. Where is it? I'll just use this color. Gotta do this inside of here. And then this dude's lens. Oh, hey, thank you. Boart the Phoenix. I'm pretty happy with the way he's coming out. This is so hard to get into. Regret. That's fine. So those will take a minute to dry. That was gunmetal gray, or gun gray by Model Air Vallejo. It's a very thick metal and coats anything in like one coat. It's great. So that'll take a minute to dry. I can start stippling along some of this metal to kind of show you what I'm doing here. I'm gonna use, this is an out of production paint. It's chainmail by Citadel, and it's amazing, and I hope that it never dries out because I love it. So this is a Green Stuff World weathering stick. It's basically a sponge in a stick, and I'm just going like this with it to get some of my paint off, and stippling metal on here. When your sponge starts to suck, you cut off part of it, and then you pull it up some. There you go. And I know most of the time valves are like, the handles are like a red color, so I'm actually going to stipple that on there so that it looks kind of worn. And I wash it in my water cup the same way, dry it off the same way. It's a really awesome tool. You buy it from Green Stuff World. You get like, I think you get 3 of them for a few, it's like $3 or $4. They're great. I love them. And I wanted to show them off today. So I'm gonna do my stipple action here. I think we all know by now how much I love my stippling. And this shade is wet in a few places. I'm not too concerned about it, because I'm going to shade it again. I think, after I use a few silvers. I'm just being very careful not to get my painted areas, since it's not a very precise tool. I'll get my smaller brush once I start getting into nooks and crannies. It's basically a ruined Citadel brush that I'll use for the smaller bit areas, so I don't get his toes and stuff. I've seen a metallic. I have a very hard time with metallics. After seeing a lot of people post tutorials, it seemed that stippling was a very common practice in metallics, because it gave you that random, worn look that you're normally looking for, as opposed to brush strokes. So now I'm gonna go up in a brighter color. And that brighter color is actually going to be straight up Metal Medium by Vallejo. And it's just white, right there. It's just a white metallic pigment. So I'm going to do that. Let's sponge my mat a little bit. You can kind of see the, the less there is, the more, whatever. Anyway. So this, I'm going to use at the brightest points. Which would be like the top of the sewer. So there's that. And then I'm going to go in with my smaller brush for some more controlled bits. I'm just gonna dry brush it a little bit. And I know my gold parts are missing, but I'll touch them up later. So now I'm gonna do another like Agrex Earthshade. I got about 7 minutes left today. And I know my metallics that I sponged on may not be dry, but I'm okay with that because I want this to look a little random and messy. And then, I just had this idea. I'm gonna start removing it. The top here. Now I'm kind of wiping it away. So, there's the sewer. I'm gonna let the sewer dry and let it do its thing. And we'll see how it looks next week or in a few minutes. All right. I'm just gonna grab another red. I'm gonna start working on a Space Marine helmet. Oh, shoot. I got another thing to do too. Those metallic bits, so I just wanna cover in some Nuln Oil while I got time. That's better. Okay. So here, I'm just going to do a quick edge highlight on this helmet. Brighter blue to do that with on the blue part. I'm doing this kind of quickly just to eat up this last few minutes of my stream. Some quick detailing. There we go. All right. So there's the helmet. I'm gonna pack up now. Rusty. I think someone mentioned something to me last week about it. Before I wrap things up. If you just come in, let the staff know. I'll put it in my display case, and I will paint your mini. I do pickups on Thursdays and some Sundays, and it'll always be within 2 Thursdays of that from my stream. So if you want to drop that off or send my page a message, let me know. And alright, I'm going to wrap up my stream now though. So here's one quick turnaround. All the progress that we made today. Thank you everyone for the chat and for tuning in. It's highly appreciated. And I will see you guys next week.